everybody. We are here today at the beautiful Mesquite Grill golf course. They let us use their patio for our interview today. And I'm excited to introduce you all to a local organization called Neighbors Helping Neighbors, which is a group of men who live near or in McDowmont Ranch, who've started this awesome philanthropic organization that's helping people all over our community. So I'll start by introducing everyone. These are all members, founding members of the organization. We have Glenn, Duke, Darren, and Mike. Thanks, guys, for joining us today. Duke's going to be watching our Facebook Live feed. Is it looking good?
I don't see it yet.
Okay. So if you have questions, once we get going, you can put the questions and we'll try to get them answered for you. For those of you who know me, I'm a realtor with Helene's team at Remax Fine Properties, and I'm very involved in charitable organizations. So I really appreciate what you guys are doing, and I think it's awesome, and people need to know about it. And I'm sure once people see this, there's going to be more men that want to get involved. So let's start with Glenn. Tell us about when the organization started and what came about. Why did you guys start Neighbors Helping Neighbors?
Our organization is 4 years old now, or is it a little over 4 years old?
No, 5.
In that neighborhood, we just were a bunch of guys who saw there was a need for service-based work in the local community, mostly Scottsdale, but we do work outside of Scottsdale. There's a lot of organizations that just do fundraising, and that's some of that is just a small drop into a bucket. We wanted to have an impact. We wanted to make eye contact with who we helped, shake their hand, and just be great members of our community. And there's just really a soft spot for that. That sort of thing doesn't exist so much. You've told me of another organization that does something like we do, but that's really what it was, just a bunch of people wanting to get involved and not be a part of a large organization.
Yeah, that's so true. Now I want to make sure that you viewers can hear us. So if you can't hear us, let us know, and we will try to talk louder. We were talking earlier before we started filming about how there's always events going on where you can pay for tickets or you can send money to different charities, and that's great. But where you really seem to get the fulfillment within is when you're hands-on doing something yourself. And that's what you guys are doing, right? You're not collecting money, you're out there helping people. How do you find, Darren, how do you find people that need help? Like who do you help? How do they come to you?
So we have a two-pronged approach, really. One is where our
Make
members...
Make sure you speak kind of loud, because I think we're a little bit far away.
Okay, one is where our members bring opportunities to us within the group. They heard about somebody that needs some help, that is down in their luck, on their luck. So we'll go out and assemble and do what we can. We've had situations where, and I'll give you an example of one, where someone had heard about a family that had mold in their house that they were renting.
Ooh,
right
mold. As a
Christmas.
Realtor, we hear mold and go, because that can be very, very bad.
Right. 2 young kids, right before Christmas time, they had to get out of the house they were renting.
Were they getting sick?
Yes.
They were. In fact, I think the father was unable to
work.
work, so there was some financial difficulties as well. One of the members brought it to our group, and within 3 days they had an apartment full of clothing and furniture and toys for Christmas and
That's
mattresses.
great.
So that's the kind of event where a member brought an opportunity to us, and we were able to act really quickly on it.
We had one that, this is last Christmas, and there was a family, a local family, that it was a mother, a single mom, and 2 children, and they had never slept on a bed before.
Where were they sleeping?
On the floor, in one room.
On the floor. Oh,
We were able
that's sad.
to, through our contacts, get 2 beds and mattresses and delivered to them 2 weeks before Christmas. The mom hadn't been sleeping in a bed in 12 years, and the seven-year-old daughter had never slept in a bed. This isn't Beirut, this isn't Syria, this is here.
Right. Right.
And we were able to, within days, take care of that.
That's so awesome. One thing that they were telling me earlier today is that your members are the ones who really decide who you're going to help and how you're going to do it and take charge. So it's not like if you're a member of your organization, you just say, hey, I heard someone who needs help. If you hear someone who needs help, you get the member involved to kind of spearhead that. Is that right, Mike?
Yeah, they become the de facto leader of the project, right? And then we bring the power of our resources of 60 local men to kind of help them.
So 60 men, is that how many are in your organization right
Approximately,
now?
I think it's
That's
58.
how many members?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we started 2013 with 6 guys sitting around going, wouldn't it be kind of cool if we could help people?
That's great. Duke's my cameraman right now. Do you know if
He's back.
people can hear us? Is anyone tuned in with us right now?
I don't have a comment yet,
Okay.
but we're live.
If you want to
and
comment, if
going-
you want to ask us
going well.
questions,
We're good.
okay, awesome. So you've done a few events that have raised money and helped people. Duke, do you want to tell us about one of your events?
Well, 4 years ago, we started doing the Honor Flight program, and
Okay.
so in 3 years in a row, we raised quite a bit of money to help quite a few veterans to send them to Washington, and
80.
80 veterans.
80
You
veterans.
guys helped 80 veterans?
Yeah, and their assistant or their partner went with them, and we got to go to the airport and walk out on the tarmac, and the whole airport stopped and lined up with all these guys going through and cheering, and it was just super cool. And so
That's awesome.
We did that for 3 years in a row, and that was very impactful. But we decided to do some more local neighborhood stuff in the last 2 years, last year and this year.
So Darren, what's one of the local projects you guys have worked on?
Well, we are actually in our 4th or 5th year of working with the AZ Leos in the Shop with a Cop program, which is for at-risk youth that are underprivileged, that otherwise basically would not have a Christmas, or at least they wouldn't have any gifts for Christmas. And what we do, our end, is kind of the fun side of things. We have a happy hour once a year where we members invite guests, and hopefully through the use of social media, folks will come to this year's event, which is November 8th.
Oh, November 8th.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, November
No,
11th.
8th, I'm sorry, you're right.
Yes.
November
Thursday,
8th.
November
November
8th
I'll shut up.
November 8th.
is a happy hour raising money for Shop with the Cop.
Right. And
Are
we
you raising money or collecting?
We're raising money to
sponsor the kids.
Right. And
Okay.
So the Shop with the Cop organization is the one that actually engineers the whole thing, and it's sponsored by AZ Leos, which is the Arizona Law Enforcement Officers.
Okay, so where is that going to be held?
Scottsdale Beer Company, right on Shea, and not far from here.
Oh, off the
101
101
Shea,
in
101.
Shea.
Right. We're gonna
Okay.
have and all of our events, what we've been coming to be known for, as well as our good work, is you have a lot of fun when you come to our events. And $35 gets you in the door, gets you a drink ticket, food. This year we have a band, so it's going to be awesome. Last year we raised enough money from 3.5 hours to send 400 kids to Walmart for a shopping spree.
400 kids. That is awesome. How much money did you raise?
Close to 40,000.
$40,000. That's amazing.
This year we have a higher goal, and we're pushing out into the parking lot because we couldn't even accommodate last year. So this year we're dialing it in.
Yep.
Okay.
I think an important part and what really differentiates us from a lot of charity organizations is every dollar that comes in that door as a ticket, every dollar that comes in through an auction item goes directly to the kids. There's no intermediate, there's no different organization. We actually get gift vouchers from the store when these kids shop, and we
Right.
swipe it in there. So if you come in and you spend $100, you've given a kid a Christmas that wouldn't happen. And the thing that blows my mind every year when we go to this, these kids aren't buying G.I. Joes and bikes for the most part.
What
for
are they
themselves.
buying?
I'll give you a real quick story. Last year, I was standing there, and we go and we actually help bag the gifts for the kids, when they come through with their officer. And there was a little girl there, and she has all these dresses and clothes. So one of our members, John Price, picks up this little, and it wasn't a dress, it was kind of a little, little
costume?
right,
Yeah.
right, and he held it in front of her, and he goes, oh my dear, you know, you're gonna look so sweet in this. You look so beautiful. And I go, you must really like clothes. And the cop is shaking his head, and he looked at me. He goes, I made her get that for herself. And I go, well, what are the other clothes for? And she said, my foster brothers and sisters.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And that is not that rare.
That theme runs throughout all the kids.
It
A
is
lot of the kids are buying.
unbelievable.
Take care of their families.
It's and just telling the story. I'm
Socks,
tearing. Yeah, and they get socks and underwear and
Christmas
shoes.
decorations. We've had. I remember
Oh,
one year where
yeah.
little girl came through with a bunch of tree decorations and tinsel and garland and whatnot, and that's basically all she had was Christmas decorations. And somebody asked her, said,
I did. Yeah, I was talking to her.
Why are you getting it? And she said, hey,
She said, we've never been able to afford a Christmas tree. My dad said this year we can get a tree, but we can't afford decorations.
See,
This
that's things
isn't
we don't
another
think
country.
about.
This is here.
Because we're so blessed
100%.
living here, and there's people, right in our, neck of the woods, 10-minute drive that don't have
Right.
a tenth of what so many of us are blessed to have. And I bet if you take any kid in this neighborhood, including my own, and said, here's a shopping spree at Walmart, they're going to pick out all the stuff they like. So that's really sweet to hear that they do that. So besides the fact that you raise the money for them to go to Walmart and do the shopping spree with the cop, which they think is cool, right?
and they're
Meeting
meeting the
with
cop also. That's
cop.
kind of important because these officers, a lot of times, these areas where the kids are at, their first experience with a law enforcement officer isn't necessarily a positive one.
Okay, so
this
this
is a
makes them
great
see
way-
them in a positive light. That makes sense. So what you raise the money, and then do all of the members go to Walmart and help facilitate this as well?
We do the bagging, so we watch them come through the registers with their officer, and they swipe the card, and then we bag them up. And that organization also does a breakfast for all those kids prior to unleashing them on Walmart, and then they have a police procession with some of the SWAT vehicles and everything.
They get
They
in
put
the
the kids
SWAT
in a
vehicle.
bus,
Oh, wow.
and they light the lights up and do the sirens, and they all come from breakfast to Walmart.
I challenge you to go and not cry.
Yeah.
It's
I challenge
Well,
you
do
to
you
go.
let women go?
Yes,
And
absolutely.
children?
we have NHN
My-
volunteers, which are
Okay.
women and
My
children.
kids have volunteered for this and the ramp projects, and
Yeah.
my children have helped in
Yeah.
many of the different
I was
community
gonna say, I
projects.
would love for my boys to go and be a part of that and experience that. So if somebody wants to sign up for one of your events, what's the easiest way to do it? Would you direct them to your website?
The website is one place, and that's nhnarizona.org.
NHN, Neighbors Helping Neighbors, Arizona.org.
Yep. And then we have I don't have it off the top of my head, that number.
Well, the
I'm
Facebook
gonna
page
grab
it.
will have
Facebook page
that,
is
and that's a
great. Yeah,
great
we-
place because that keeps everybody informed as to what we're involved in, what some of our needs are, maybe oftentimes timely needs.
Sure.
You know, who has
If there's an
this?
emergency going on,
Right.
you need help right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I
they
give
were.
you a great example of that. Excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's
but
okay.
We had a woman in fairly close to here. She had she was in the late stages of cancer and really was having a tough time in getting actually around her yard. Right, just getting vehicles in there. And we go out and we look at the project and we're like, we're just a bunch of guys. How are we going to move this? We put on Facebook. Our Facebook page saying we need somebody with a heavy equipment for this Saturday, blah, blah, blah. We had a response within an hour. We have a guy up there with 2 trucks. So this woman's life, the end of her life, changed significantly.
Wow.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's great. Well, social media is golf cart. Can't help
Here.
it.
It's the cart girl, come on.
It's the cart girl. And these flies. I'm sorry, I keep.
Yes.
Social media is very powerful, and it's able to. People complain about it, or talk about the kids, but there's so much good that it's doing by connecting people as well. And you said most of your communication, getting word out about what you're doing, is from your Facebook page, right?
Yes,
Yes.
and it's
Which is-
NHN: Neighbors Helping Neighbors.
NHN, Neighbors Helping Neighbors. So like their Facebook page so you can follow what they're doing, and
You can get tickets for the Shop with a Cop happy hour there as well.
On the website.
nice. Okay. So let me see here. There also is, I was asking about if someone did need help, and they don't know one of you or one of the members to go to, how do they get in touch with you? And you were telling me about a hotline.
Right,
So that hotline's open to anybody?
it is. I'm gonna go grab the number to that hotline. Hold on a second.
Oh, I have it.
You do?
I got it.
Good work, hon.
Good thing.
The number is 480-725-1617.
Right.
And I'll put it on our Facebook page as well, just as a reminder.
Thank you. And if someone leaves a message there, that generates an electronic, it digitizes it. We get an email. A number of us get an email, so it's addressed.
Okay.
We talk
okay.
about it, decide what the project was, and can we get our hands around it. Sometimes we can't accommodate
You can't help
Christine, also,
everybody,
it's,
I'm
you know,
sure.
ours is also,
Because of the nature.
we're needs-based, obviously. So, you know, if someone has the wherewithal to take care of whatever it is themselves, that's not our position.
We have to filter that.
Yeah, we have to filter that out. But-
Oh, sure. I mean, no, there's no organization that's going to help everybody
Right.
who says they need help in something. You have to make sure it's a legitimate request and something that you're able
Yeah.
to handle.
We can't come out and take care of crabgrass if it's a problem for someone, but if there's a
You
the
can't clean
family
my
has a
pool
need, right?
after the monsoons.
Exactly.
Oh,
But
darn.
if it's a legitimate need, an email will go out to our 60 members, and we all respond to that immediately. So a need can come in on Friday, and we can be there on Saturday morning.
Right.
And that's happened many times.
That's wonderful. So you have 60 members now, and you started when?
2013.
13.
2013 with 6 of you. You've grown pretty fast.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And if someone wants to be a member, you said so far everybody has kind of been invited in by someone they know.
Yeah.
But say someone's watching this today and says, I want to get involved in that. Are you allowed to
Sure, they could
apply?
they could come and talk to us and see if it's a right fit, because it has to be a fit for everyone.
Okay.
I think the best way is through our Facebook page, direct
Facebook
message us
page.
on our
Yeah.
Facebook page, and
Neighbors helping neighbors.
that's monitored a lot.
And if,
Okay.
if you read some things and you like what you see, we have a monthly meeting, and you'll be invited to that. Come and
Oh,
see how
where are
things
are they
go.
at the same place, same time every month?
Actually, here was our last meeting,
Yeah.
right in this location, and
At the McDonald Ranch Golf Club?
yes, and the other location that we've had is 18 degrees.
The ice tent.
The ice tent.
Right
Okay.
down the street.
Is the schedule of your meetings posted on your website or Facebook page?
No, it's not posted because we generally have a pretty tight agenda, right? Because we only get together a month. But if someone has an interest, they can reach out to us and we can invite them to that.
We'll put you in the email loop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So reach out through Facebook or email, and then you would get emailed. You would get emailed a invitation or
Yeah.
schedule, right?
Yeah, well, if it's a good fit, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions out there? Do we have anybody logged on? I know it's early in the morning.
I think we're just
people are
really
probably
so
working.
good that there's no questions to ask. Like, there's
Everything's
no
been
questions
covered?
there, it's pretty tight.
Well, sometimes we get talking and then we miss questions. So, okay, so a couple, you had mentioned a few stories, and do you have any other stories to share about people who you've helped through your organization that was really touching?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So just recently, one of the ways that we're able to be of help is through collaborative efforts with other charitable organizations. So, and a lot of these have much deeper pockets than us. For instance, you know, our
Sunshine Camp?
yeah,
Yeah.
Easy
Easy Camp Sunrise.
Easy,
Oh,
oh,
Sunrise, I'm
Sunrise.
sorry.
Okay,
And-
something to do with the sun.
Yeah, it was very
Easy sunrise.
And they had a medical facility. They actually lease a building, or they own a building at the Boys and Girls Club in Payson, but it had been kind of dilapidated and needed some repairs and some refreshing. So we had 15 or 16 guys go up there for the weekend last year and redo basically this medical facility where a lot of the kids obviously were spending a lot of time, even though it was camp. This year we went back and served 400 campers and their parents and families lunch, and got to interact with the kids and spend some time with them. Also, just heartbreaking, but these are some of the nicest and strongest kids you'll ever meet.
Oh, that's so sweet. It's nice that you're able to take your time and resources to give back, especially in that sort of situation where the kids with cancer and the family and all of that. And I'm sure they're forever grateful because now they have fresh new.
We'll get a trailer for that.
Yeah, we did. We also secured a trailer for them, so that they could move supplies, medical and otherwise, up and to and from the camp.
Okay.
So that was just kind of, that's where some of the financial assistance comes in.
Okay.
Because we do have that component,
We can
albeit it's a
supplement.
small portion, but generally our leverage on money that we raise is 20 to 1. So
Okay.
on what we spend, if we spend $1, we're raising $20 on our end, so it's
And
probably one
all
of
the
highest
money you're
leverages around.
spending is going directly to.
That's right, we have
100%
no
pass-through.
overhead in
Yes.
terms of
We can say that.
salaries.
We're
are all
paying money to
volunteers.
be a member here, and all
Uh-huh.
that money goes to
Yeah.
help
Dues.
We
these.
buy our shirts.
Pay for it, everything.
Yes.
Yes, and y'all have nice matching shirts on
We all
today
shop
that they
together.
paid out of their own pockets, not with the money you spent on the happy hour.
Everything we do is pro bono. We've got a fella that takes care of our books, and he's a CPA by trade.
Okay.
We've got people that can do lots of other things, so we leverage our relationships very well.
Our webpage guy was amazing.
Oh.
Is just
Brent Wilson,
We gave him
Wilson
shirt.
Creative.
yeah.
That is so loud.
Sorry,
It's not gonna get any better.
I know, I
We
know.
started-
Oh yeah, he did. Anything else you want to say? And we'll have to dang it, say it loudly before we wrap up about Neighbors Helping Neighbors.
Please come to the Shop with a Cop event on
November 8th.
8th.
Please like our Facebook and follow us, and thank you for the
Yeah,
opportunity
thank you so much.
Thank
to let everybody know what we're doing in the community.
Thank you
Oh,
very
I'm
much.
so happy to learn more about it, and I've heard about what you guys do, but it's nice to put faces to the names and hear more about what you're doing. And if you want to get more involved with Neighbors Helping Neighbors, again, go to their Facebook page, go to their website, nhnarizona.org,
Yep.
and you can reach out to them that way. And again, I'm Christine Espinoza with Helene's team at Remax Fine Properties. Thanks so much for tuning in with us today. And if you have a business or a special story or something you want to highlight on one of our community series videos, please reach out to me. We're always looking for people to highlight in our neighborhood. My number is 602-989-7492. Thanks everybody, and have a great rest of your week.